Did you know that in a single generation, the share of Americans over 65 with obesity has nearly doubled, soaring from 22% to a staggering 40%? From 22% to a staggering 40%. Think about that. That means millions of seniors, people who are actively trying to eat right and stay healthy to enjoy their retirement, are losing the battle against weight gain. And the most shocking part? It's not because of a lack of effort. It's because the very diet foods they've been told to trust are secretly sabotaging their health, their mobility, and their independence. If you are over 60, the rules of nutrition have changed. The advice that worked for you at 30, 40, or even 50 can now be dangerous. Your body is different. Your metabolism has started to slow down. A shift that research from the journal Science pinpoints begins right around age 60. Your hormones have changed, which can lead to an increase in stubborn abdominal fat. And perhaps most critically, your body is fighting a silent battle against age-related muscle loss, a condition called sarcopenia, which can begin to accelerate in your 60s and 70s. This isn't just about looking fit. Less muscle means your body has fewer places to store blood sugar, making you more vulnerable to insulin resistance and weight gain. It means the foods you eat are processed differently, and some of the so-called healthy options lining your pantry shelves are now working against you, contributing to the very problems you're trying so hard to prevent: chronic pain, cognitive fog, and the fear of losing your independence. But what if I told you that by identifying just 6 of these dietary deceivers, you could fundamentally change the course of your health? A quick note: this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making changes to your health regimen. In this video, we are going to expose the 6 so-called diet foods that'll actually making you gain weight after 60. We'll dive deep into the science, explaining exactly why these foods are uniquely problematic for an aging body. But we won't leave you with just the problem. For each of these 6 saboteurs, we will give you a powerful, healing replacement. Foods that work with your body, not against it. We'll count down the 6 best foods to protect your metabolism, strengthen your body, and sharpen your mind. And you will want to stay until the very end, because the number 1 food on our best list isn't some exotic, expensive superfood. It's a simple, affordable item that one major study from the journal Neurology found was directly linked to protecting your brain from the equivalent of 2 years of structural aging. This is information you can't afford to miss. Before we expose the first saboteur on our list, let me know in the comments below. What is the one diet food you've been told is healthy that you've always been a little suspicious of? I'm curious to see what you think, and I do read the comments. Let's begin our countdown of the worst offenders, starting with number 6, low-fat and fat-free salad dressings. It's one of the most common swaps people make when trying to eat healthier. You've prepared a beautiful, vibrant salad full of fresh vegetables, and the last thing you want to do is ruin it with a high-fat dressing. So you reach for the light, low-fat, or fat-free option, feeling virtuous. But this is a classic health halo trap. When food manufacturers remove fat, they remove flavor and texture. To compensate, they often load these dressings with a trio of troublemakers: sugar, sodium, and chemical emulsifiers. For a body over 60, this is a triple threat. The added sugar, often in the form of high-fructose corn syrup, contributes directly to insulin resistance and encourages your body to store fat, particularly in the abdominal area. Then there's the sodium. Many light dressings are packed with salt to make them palatable. This is a significant metabolic concern, as high sodium intake is a primary driver of high blood pressure, a condition that the National Council on Aging reports affects about 61% of older adults. Finally, there are the emulsifiers, ingredients like carboxymethylcellulose and polysorbate 80. A growing body of research suggests these additives can disrupt the delicate balance of your gut microbiome. Studies published in journals like BMC Microbiome indicate that these compounds can promote intestinal inflammation. For seniors, this low-grade chronic inflammation is a silent danger, acting as a catalyst for many age-related diseases. Take the case of Linda, a 69-year-old from Ohio. She ate a large salad every day, always using a fat-free raspberry vinaigrette. Yet she couldn't understand why her blood pressure was creeping up and she felt perpetually bloated. The better swap is simple and far more delicious. Make your own vinaigrette. All it takes is 3 parts extra virgin olive oil, 1 part vinegar, like apple cider or balsamic, and a pinch of herbs. You're replacing hidden sugars and inflammatory agents with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats that actually help your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins in your salad. The bottom line, don't let a deceptive dressing undo the benefits of your healthy salad. Avoid the fat-free trap and nourish your body with simple, whole food ingredients. Coming in at number 5 is a food that has been a staple of diet plans for decades: plain rice cakes. They are the epitome of a low-calorie snack. They're fat-free, light, and crunchy. It feels like you're eating air, so it must be good for weight loss, right? Unfortunately, this is a profound metabolic misunderstanding. Rice cakes are made from puffed rice, a highly refined carbohydrate that has been stripped of nearly all its fiber, protein, and nutrients. Because of this processing, they have a shockingly high glycemic index, or GI. The glycemic index is a scale that ranks how quickly a food raises your blood sugar. Foods with a high GI are digested rapidly, causing a fast and dramatic spike in blood glucose. Pure glucose is 100 on the scale. The GI of a plain rice cake is often cited as 82 or even higher. For an older adult whose insulin sensitivity may already be declining, this is metabolically disastrous. When you eat a rice cake on its own, your blood sugar shoots up. Your pancreas then works overtime, releasing a surge of insulin to shuttle that sugar out of your bloodstream. This is often followed by a crash, where your blood sugar drops too low, triggering intense hunger, cravings for more carbs, and fatigue. This creates a vicious cycle of snacking and overeating. You think you're controlling your calories, but the rice cake is actually setting you up for metabolic chaos and more calorie consumption later. Consider Robert, 72, from Texas. He'd have a couple of rice cakes with a dab of jam in the mid-afternoon to tide him over. He found himself feeling ravenous by dinner time, and often irritable and tired, which he chalked up to just getting older. A much better swap is a snack that provides a balance of protein, healthy fat, and fiber. A handful of walnuts or an apple sliced with a tablespoon of almond butter will provide sustained energy, stabilize your blood sugar, and keep you feeling full and satisfied for hours, not minutes. The bottom line, rice cakes provide volume without nutrition and satiety without satisfaction. They are a metabolic trap that can spike your blood sugar and drive cravings, making weight management harder, not easier. The 4th diet food making you gain weight is one of the most deceptive of all: 100% packaged fruit juice. It says 100% fruit right on the label, no added sugar. It's packed with vitamin C. The USDA even allows a cup of juice to count as a serving of fruit. It seems like the perfect, convenient way to get your daily fruit intake. But the biological reality of what happens in your body tells a very different story. When a whole fruit, like an orange, is processed into juice, its most valuable component for blood sugar control is stripped away: the fiber. In a whole orange, the sugar is bound within a fibrous matrix. This fiber slows down digestion and the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. But in juice, that fiber is gone. This process transforms what are called intrinsic sugars into free sugars, which your body treats in a completely different way. Without the fiber to act as a brake, that flood of fruit sugar, primarily fructose, hits your liver all at once. According to research from Harvard Health, this high flux of fructose to the liver can overwhelm its metabolic capacity. The liver then works to convert this excess fructose into triglycerides, a type of fat that is released into the bloodstream, and it also promotes the accumulation of fat within the liver itself. In essence, your body metabolizes a glass of apple juice much in the same way it metabolizes a glass of soda. Imagine George, 75, from Arizona, who starts his day with a large glass of orange juice, thinking he's doing his heart a favor. He doesn't understand why his triglyceride levels are high, and his doctor is concerned about fatty liver. Despite his healthy diet, the better swap is breathtakingly simple. Eat the whole fruit, an orange instead of orange juice, a handful of grapes instead of grape juice, a whole apple instead of apple juice. By doing so, you get all the vitamins and minerals, plus the essential fiber that keeps you full, stabilizes your blood sugar, and protects your liver. The bottom line, packaged fruit juice is not the same as fruit. It is a concentrated source of free sugar that places a significant metabolic burden on your body, promoting fat storage and insulin resistance. At number 3, we have a category that fills the breakfast aisle: healthy breakfast cereals and granola. You walk down the cereal aisle, and the boxes scream health at you. Heart healthy, made with whole grains, excellent source of fiber. You choose a box of bran flakes or a bag of crunchy oat granola, confident you're starting your day right. But in many cases, you are starting your day with what is effectively a bowl of dessert. These products are masters of disguise, using health claims on the front of the box to hide the high sugar content on the back. Most breakfast cereals list sugar as the second or third ingredient, and granola, with its wholesome image of toasted oats and nuts, is often nothing more than those very oats, held together in clusters by a glue of sugar, honey, or syrup, and oils. This massive sugar load, first thing in the morning, sends your blood sugar on that same destructive roller coaster we've discussed, setting you up for a day of cravings and energy crashes. But for those over 60, the danger goes beyond weight gain. It strikes at the heart of one of our deepest fears: cognitive decline. A landmark study from the Rush Memory and Aging Project, which followed older adults for years, delivered a chilling finding. They discovered that the participants with the highest intake of dietary sugar were more than twice as likely to develop Alzheimer's dementia compared to those with the lowest sugar intake. Think about that. The very breakfast you're eating to protect your heart might be actively harming your brain. The sweet, crunchy clusters you believe are a healthy choice could be contributing to the inflammation and metabolic dysfunction that are now understood to be linked to neurodegenerative diseases. The better swap is to choose a breakfast that prioritizes protein and slow-release, high-fiber carbohydrates. The ideal choice is a bowl of steel-cut oatmeal. We'll talk more about this powerhouse food later in our best list, but it provides sustained energy without the sugar spike, helping to keep both your body and your brain in top form. The bottom line: do not trust the health claims on the front of the cereal box. Read the ingredients list. If sugar is one of the first few ingredients, put it back on the shelf. Your brain will thank you. We're now at number 2, and this one is perhaps the most common health food in American refrigerators: flavored, fat-free yogurt. Yogurt is a health food, right? It has protein, calcium, and probiotics, and fat-free must make it even better. This is one of the most successful deceptions of the modern food industry. The truth is, most flavored fat-free yogurts are little more than sugar-laden puddings masquerading as health food. According to AARP, a single 6-ounce container of a popular brand of chocolate non-fat yogurt can contain 25 grams of sugar. To put that in perspective, the American Heart Association recommends that women consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar in an entire day. Here's the science of why this happens. When manufacturers remove fat from a food like yogurt, they remove the primary source of its creamy texture and satisfying flavor. To make it taste good again, they have to add something back, and that something is almost always sugar in various forms. This sugar overload does far more damage than the fat ever could have. It fuels systemic inflammation, which is a known accomplice in nearly every chronic disease of aging, from arthritis to heart disease. Consider Mary, 68, from Florida. She was pre-diabetic and diligently ate a flavored light yogurt every day, thinking it was the perfect diabetic-friendly snack. She couldn't understand why her blood sugar readings were still erratic and her weight wouldn't budge. The better swap is a game changer. Plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. Yes, full fat. The fat provides satiety, helping you feel full and satisfied. It contains no added sugar, and it's packed with double the protein of regular yogurt. You can add your own natural sweetness and a powerful dose of antioxidants by stirring in a handful of fresh berries. The bottom line, flavored fat-free yogurt is a metabolic trap. It's a high-sugar food disguised as a health product. Ditch the sugar bomb and embrace the satisfying, nutrient-dense power of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. And now, the #1 so-called diet food that is actually making you gain weight and harming your health after 60. Diet sodas and artificially sweetened drinks. This might be the hardest one to accept because it seems to defy logic. 0 calories, 0 sugar. How can something with 0 calories possibly make you gain weight? The answer lies in a new frontier of science that is revolutionizing our understanding of health, the gut microbiome. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, and the health and diversity of this inner ecosystem is foundational to your overall well-being. And it turns out, artificial sweeteners, also known as non-nutritive sweeteners like sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin, are not inert. They may not have calories, but they are not ignored by your body. A growing and alarming body of research shows that these chemicals can act like a bomb on your gut microbiome. Recent studies, including one published in the journal Microbiome, have shown that sweeteners like sucralose and saccharin can significantly reduce microbial diversity. They can kill off beneficial bacteria while allowing more harmful, pathogenic bacteria to thrive. This state, known as dysbiosis, can lead to increased gut permeability or leaky gut, which allows inflammatory molecules to pass into your bloodstream, driving chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout your body. But it gets worse. Other studies have suggested that by altering the gut microbiome, these sweeteners can actually impair your body's ability to handle real sugar. Research has demonstrated that consumption of non-nutritive sweeteners can lead to glucose intolerance, the very condition they're supposed to help prevent. For a senior whose gut health is already more vulnerable, this disruption is a silent and insidious danger. You drink a diet soda, thinking you're making a smart choice, but you may be damaging the very foundation of your health from the inside out. The better swap is the simplest one. Sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime, or a refreshing herbal iced tea. You get the bubbles and flavor without the chemical assault on your gut. The bottom line, 0 calories does not mean 0 impact. Artificial sweeteners can wreak havoc on your gut microbiome, promote inflammation, and potentially disrupt your metabolism. Protecting your health after 60 means protecting your gut. So we've just walked through a minefield of dietary deception. We've seen how hidden sugars in so-called healthy foods can put your brain at risk, how a high glycemic index can trap you in a relentless cycle of hunger and cravings, and how zero-calorie sweeteners can disrupt the very foundation of your health, your gut. It can feel overwhelming and even frustrating to realize that the foods you trusted might have been holding you back. But I want you to take a deep breath, because this is not a moment for despair. This is a moment of empowerment. Knowledge is power, and you now have the knowledge to see past the misleading labels and confusing health claims. Your body has a remarkable, innate capacity to heal and to thrive. When you stop putting in the foods that cause inflammation and metabolic chaos and start providing the right fuel, incredible things can happen. This isn't about deprivation. It's about substitution. It's about choosing foods that nourish, protect, and strengthen your body for the years ahead. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on next. But first, let's take a quick break from our list to bust a pervasive myth that has confused people for decades. This is a pattern interrupt, a moment to reset your attention and tackle a piece of outdated advice that many people, especially seniors, still follow. The myth is this: you have to eat 6 small meals a day to keep your metabolism stoked. The idea was that frequent eating would keep your metabolic fire burning high, preventing your body from going into starvation mode. It sounds plausible, but for most people, especially after 60, this advice is not only wrong, it's often counterproductive. In fact, for many, it does the opposite. This constant grazing can lead to increased feelings of hunger throughout the day because you never eat enough at one time to feel truly satisfied. It also means your digestive system and your insulin levels are constantly being stimulated, never getting a proper rest. For seniors looking to improve insulin sensitivity and manage their weight, focusing on 3 satisfying, nutrient-dense meals is often a far more effective strategy. It allows for proper digestion, helps regulate appetite hormones, and simplifies your life, so you can officially let go of the pressure to be constantly snacking. Focus on quality, not frequency. Now, let's pivot to the most exciting part of our journey. We've cleared out the saboteurs. It's time to bring in the heroes. We are now going to count down the 6 best foods to eat after 60. Foods that will help you build a resilient body, a sharp mind, and a vibrant future. Let's start with number 6, leafy greens. I'm talking about spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens. For too long, these have been dismissed as rabbit food, but they are nutritional powerhouses specifically tailored to combat some of the biggest health challenges of aging. Their first major benefit is for your bones. Leafy greens are one of the best sources of vitamin K, a nutrient that is absolutely crucial for bone health. Vitamin K helps your body use calcium effectively to build and maintain strong bones, offering powerful protection against osteoporosis and fractures. They are also rich in folate, a B vitamin that studies show promotes heart health, and they are loaded with antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene, which protect your cells from the oxidative stress that drives aging. But the benefits don't stop there. A recent groundbreaking study co-authored by researchers at Harvard found that following a green Mediterranean diet, which is rich in leafy greens, was associated with slower brain aging. Consider Linda, 70, from Ohio. After a concerning bone density scan, she made a simple change. She started adding a large handful of fresh spinach to her morning scrambled eggs. Not only did she feel more energetic, but at her next checkup, her doctor was pleasantly surprised by the improvement in her bone density markers. To integrate them, simply add a handful of spinach to your eggs or smoothie. Sauté some kale with garlic and olive oil as a side dish, or use large collard green leaves as a wrap for your sandwich. Coming in at number 5 on our best list is the avocado. For years, we were told to fear fat. But we now know that the right kinds of fat are not only good for you, They are essential for healthy aging, and the avocado is the king of healthy fats. The majority of the fat in an avocado is monounsaturated fat, specifically oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. A large body of research, including analysis from Harvard School of Public Health, shows that this type of fat helps lower bad LDL cholesterol while maintaining good HDL cholesterol, making it incredibly protective for your cardiovascular system. But the avocado's magic doesn't end with its fat content. A single medium avocado contains around 10 to 14 grams of fiber. This is huge. This fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, promoting a healthy microbiome. It also slows down digestion, which helps stabilize blood sugar and dramatically increases feelings of fullness or satiety. This is a powerful tool for weight management. Think of George, 75, from Arizona. He used to put butter and jam on his morning toast. He switched to spreading a quarter of a ripe avocado on his whole grain toast instead. He was amazed to find that he was no longer hungry for a mid-morning snack. And after 6 months, his doctor noted a significant improvement in his cholesterol numbers. Integrating avocado is easy. Add it to your toast, slice it into your salads, blend it into a smoothie for creaminess, or simply eat half with a spoon and a squeeze of lemon juice. Our number 4 best food is the perfect replacement for those sugary cereals we warned you about: steel-cut oats. Not all oats are created equal. Instant oatmeal and many rolled oats are highly processed, which can cause them to be digested more quickly, raising their glycemic index. Steel-cut oats, however, are the whole oat groat simply cut into a few pieces. They are minimally processed, which means your body digests them much more slowly. This gives them a low glycemic index, typically ranging from 42 to 55. For anyone concerned with blood sugar control or type 2 diabetes, this is critical. It means you get a slow, steady release of energy without the dangerous spikes and crashes caused by refined breakfast foods. The true superpower of steel-cut oats lies in a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. When you eat it, this fiber forms a thick, gel-like substance in your gut. This gel does 2 remarkable things. First, it traps cholesterol-rich bile acids, preventing them from being reabsorbed and forcing your liver to pull more cholesterol out of your bloodstream to make more bile. The result? Lower LDL, or bad cholesterol. Remember Mary, 68, from Florida, who was struggling with her A1C levels and afternoon sugar cravings? She swapped her healthy bran flakes for a small bowl of steel-cut oats, cooked with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within a month, her blood sugar readings were more stable. And for the first time in years, she broke the cycle of needing a sugary pick-me-up at 3 p.m. To prepare them, you can cook a large batch at the beginning of the week and simply reheat a portion each morning. Add in some berries, nuts, or a spoonful of chia seeds for even more nutritional power. At number 3 on our best list, we have the powerful antidote to those sugary, fat-free imposters: plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. Let's be very clear. This is not the yogurt we talked about on our worst list. This is its powerful, nourishing cousin. The key difference is in the processing and the ingredients. Greek yogurt is strained to remove the liquid whey, which results in a thicker, creamier product with a much higher concentration of protein. A typical serving of Greek yogurt can have up to twice the protein of regular yogurt. For anyone over 60, this is non-negotiable. Adequate protein intake is your number 1 weapon against sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Protein is also the most satiating of all the macronutrients. The second key is choosing plain and full fat. Plain means no added sugars. Full fat means you get the benefit of the satisfying, healthy dairy fats that help with satiety and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Consider Robert, 72, from Texas, who used to snack on crackers and cheese in the afternoon. He switched to a half cup of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt topped with a handful of raspberries. He reported feeling stronger during his daily walks. We are now at number 2, and this food is not just delicious, it's one of the most potent protectors for your aging brain. The number 2 best food is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, these are nature's candy, and they are packed with some of the most powerful brain-protective compounds on the planet. Their magic comes from a class of antioxidants called flavonoids. What makes these compounds so special is their ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. This means they can get directly into your brain tissue and go to work. Their primary role there is to act as powerful anti-inflammatory agents. A massive long-term study that followed over 16,000 women from the Nurses' Health Study found that those who had the highest intake of berries experienced significantly slower rates of cognitive decline. The researchers calculated that the high berry intake delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. Think of Eleanor, 78, from Pennsylvania. She makes it a point to have a cup of mixed berries every single day, either in her oatmeal, her yogurt, or just as a snack. Her family is consistently amazed at how sharp her memory remains, and she proudly credits what she calls her daily brain food. The best part is how easy they are to incorporate. Buy them fresh when they're in season and frozen the rest of the year. The freezing process preserves their nutrients perfectly. And now we have arrived at the number 1 best food to eat after 60. This is the food we promised you at the very beginning of the video. If your goal is to maintain your mental sharpness, protect your heart, and preserve your independence for as long as possible, the number 1 best food is salmon and other oily fish. Oily fish like salmon, mackerel, herring, and sardines are the richest dietary source of the long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA and EPA. These are not just any fats. They are essential structural components of your body. DHA, in particular, is a primary building block of your brain and the retina of your eye. These fats are absolutely critical for the health and flexibility of your cell membranes, allowing for smooth communication between your brain cells. The benefits for your heart are so well established that the American Heart Association officially recommends eating at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week. This practice is proven to help lower blood pressure, reduce triglycerides in the blood, and decrease the risk of heart attack. A landmark study published in the prestigious journal Neurology looked at participants from the famous Framingham Heart Study. The researchers measured the levels of DHA in the participants' red blood cells and compared it to MRI scans of their brains. The results were breathtaking. They found that the older adults with the lowest blood levels of DHA had significantly smaller total brain volumes. The physical difference was equivalent to approximately 2 years of structural brain aging. Let me repeat that. Not having enough of this nutrient was linked to a brain that was physically smaller, as if it had aged 2 extra years. Consider David, 80, from California, who has made baked salmon a twice-a-week dinner staple for the last decade. He remains an avid reader, manages his own finances, and attributes his enduring mental clarity to his consistent diet and active lifestyle. And because you've stayed with us all the way to the end, here's a quick bonus tip. When you cook, make your primary cooking oil extra virgin olive oil. A 2024 review of studies published on PubMed highlighted its powerful phenolic compounds. The research shows these compounds have been linked to a reduced risk of developing mild cognitive impairment and even Alzheimer's disease, primarily by fighting neuroinflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. It's another simple swap that offers profound protection. So what have we learned today? We've learned that the path to health after 60 is not paved with fat-free dressings, rice cakes, and diet sodas. The food industry often markets diet foods, that through hidden sugars, refined carbohydrates, and chemical additives can actually accelerate weight gain, inflammation, and cognitive decline in an aging body. True health, true vitality, is found in turning away from the box and turning towards the earth. It's found in whole, nutrient-dense foods that stabilize your blood sugar, like steel-cut oats, that fight inflammation, like salmon and berries. Aging well is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of choices. And you are in complete control of the choices you make every time you sit down to eat. Don't feel like you need to change everything overnight. The journey to better health begins with a single step. So I want to empower you with a simple call to action. Do one thing today, just one. Go to your pantry or your refrigerator, find one of the 6 saboteurs we discussed, and make a plan to replace it with one of the powerful healing foods from our best list. That one small step is a victory. It's a declaration that you are taking control of your health. Before you go, I have one last question for you. Of all the foods we discussed today, both the good and the bad, which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments section below. I love reading your responses and learning from your experiences. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and click that subscribe button. It truly helps our channel reach and help more people just like you. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.